Hey everyone, it's Drew. I'm super excited because I finally figured out how to record a video on my computer without internet and not do it just straight from YouTube. So now I can make more videos because I don't have to have internet, which is super exciting. And just so you know, I've tried to make 3 different video topics in the past 20 minutes, and none of them have really panned out. So maybe this one will. But anyway, I wanted to talk about trans men and feminism, which is a thing I really think about all the time. Because I definitely identify very much as a feminist and very much as a trans man. So, it comes up a lot. But there's this idea with a lot of radical feminists who I don't really like, that trans men can't be feminists because trans men are natural misogynists because we, obviously don't particularly like our female bodies, so somehow they kind of think that means we hate all female bodies. I don't really understand their logic there because, trust me, I love other female bodies. They're great. I just don't like mine, It's not even that I don't like my body. I think it's weird, I just don't really understand that I have a female body. It's more it. And I don't hate it. I just don't think I should have one, But whatever. But the point I wanted to make is that I think I'm a much better feminist after coming out as trans and presenting as masculine, or hopefully as male, So I pass decently often, so I feel like I get treated as male pretty frequently. But, because I'm trying to explain this, and I hope I do an okay job of it, but, I feel like there are two kind of sets of trans men. There are trans men who, yes, indeed, are misogynist. And I would say it's obviously a much smaller segment of trans men. I don't think all trans men are misogynists, or even a good percentage. Just, it's a very small subset who are misogynists. Misogynists. I can't say that word very well. And then there are another subset who I would say are some of the best feminists you can have. Because as a trans man who passes decently often, you kind of understand both sides of the, you understand being treated as a female and being treated as a male, and you understand the differences because, you've had both. And I think the reason that we do have misogynist trans men is because because let's be honest, trans men understand that men get treated much better in the world, just socially. Legally we can argue about it all day, but for the purpose of this video, socially, trans men get treated much better when they pass as male than women do, because people are just nicer to men. Other men have far more respect for men than for women. It's a fact. That's the way it is. Not all men, obviously, but a good percentage, I would say. And even women, and not all women, but a good percentage of them, defer to men in a way that I really didn't expect when I first started presenting as male. I didn't really get why they were treating me differently for a long time, and I kind of realized, because they think I'm a bio man, and that's how they would treat any bio man. But it definitely surprised me. For probably the first several months that I was on T, not on T, I'm not on T yet. The first several months that I was presenting as a male, because I'd always heard, men get treated differently and men get treated better, but until you're there and you're being treated as a man would, you don't understand it. You can't, you can't imagine that. And I think that's the same way that, men argue that there's no need for feminism because they don't understand what it's like to be perceived as a woman. And it comparatively, it's not as great. And obviously, I'm biased because I'm a trans man and I've always wanted to be seen as male. But people just treat you with a lot more respect, which, for me, calls upon the need for feminism, because now that I understand this problem in a much deeper way, I understand the need to fix it. And I think we have, to get back to one of my original points, I think we have misogynist trans men because they see that men get treated better, and they're like, oh, well, I should act like some of these other cis men who treat women kind of like shit. And, men get treated better because they are better, So, that's kind of my personal theory. But I just feel like if I had never identified as trans, I would still be a feminist, but I would not, I just wouldn't understand the problem as much. I wouldn't have that context. I wouldn't have that experience to to know that this is fucked up. Like, taking the wage gap away, just in a very in the social side of things, women aren't respected. Women aren't respected by other women, and they aren't respected by other men either. And I think that's bullshit. And I would never have understood that if I wasn't perceived as male. So for that, I'm very glad, So, and not to mention, I believe very strongly that the feminist movement needs more male allies. And as far as I'm concerned, if I can kind of make it into the boys' club, so to speak, and kind of take it down from the inside, like, that's what I'm gonna do, like, because it's fucked up, but in a lot of ways, male feminists are kind of valued over female feminists, which is kind of ironic, given that it's feminism, and, it's all equality, but in a lot of ways, they are, because obviously there aren't as many male feminists, and men can talk to men in ways that women can't talk to men. As my girlfriend always says, if some guy says some really sexist comment, if a woman says anything about it, the guy's just like, oh, well, she's a bitch. But if another man says anything about a sexist comment, then it's like, oh, I'm sorry, man, I didn't really mean to, blah, 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 it was just a joke. Like, they're much more willing to accept another man's opinion because they identify with that man, I think. And, I don't know, I just want to be a feminist ally because I don't know, it pisses me off that, like, my loved ones, like, my really good friends who are mostly female and mostly gay, most of my friends are lesbians, like, probably a lot of trans men. I played rugby my freshman year with the women's team, so it's funny that stereotype about lesbian rugby players. I guess it's true. Well, or at least at UNC. It's funny. There's a very high percentage. But anyway, I got distracted. I think it's fucked up that they get treated like shit. And I think it's fucked up that, like, my girlfriend gets treated like shit. I hate that. Like, whenever I think about it, it pisses me off. And I think it should be changed. Because nobody in the world should ever be treated differently for something they can't change. That's very much like my philosophy in life. If there's something you're born with, like being gay or being trans or being a man or a woman, or your skin color, you shouldn't be judged on that because it's nothing you can change. Like, if you're a drug addict, if you've killed someone, like, that was your choice, and should you be judged on it for your entire life? No, but do you have to pay the consequences for it? Yeah, I think so. But stuff that nobody can change is fucked up. And you should not judge people if they can't change it. So, I don't know. I feel like I rambled a lot. And there's also a really good article that Autostraddle put out, and that a trans man wrote about transmen and feminism, and I probably borrowed from it when I was talking. So I'll put the article on the links below, and you can check it out. It's really good. It's really well written. It's by a guy named Sebastian. I don't know. You might have seen his videos, but he's super cool. And I'll put that link there. But anyway, guys, it's been nice talking to you, and have a good day. Bye.